If you can assist someone in moving on to find out what brings them joy, then why would you put an obstacle in the way? I look at the transformation of policies into practices, the processes and procedures in your business. It's not just when you have a policy about what you are legally required to do. I recently saw a video where they were talking about references and say this is so disturbing or something to the effect, because the premise going forward of the conversation and the clip that was on that I saw was the part that I just didn't like. It didn't sit well with me. There is no legal requirement for you to give, as an employer, a reference. I would like to go back a bit, because the reason we have laws, we don't want to suffer the consequences. Consequences can be anything from being embarrassed to receiving a fine to serving time. It's restrictions on and penalizing us. And most people don't want to be penalized for anything. You just want to have the freedom to do whatever you want. When we go back to the root of law, it's all about equity. What is right? Is it right for an employer to give someone who works for them, someone who gave them time, someone who has invested in their business, whether they turned out to be crap or not? They have devoted their time. Yes, you pay them compensation for that in the way of wage, hopefully. We're making all these assumptions, but they have invested time with you. If they are no good for your business and they have decided to leave, then look at the positive. They have now gone. If they were good for your business and you don't want them to leave, why would you hinder their progress? You shouldn't need the law to step in and tell you to do something that is right. That's the ethical way of thinking. If you can assist someone in moving on to find out what brings them joy, then why would you put an obstacle in the way? A standard reference is to confirm the dates that someone worked and their title. Seriously? Your contract will tell you the day that you started. Your P45 will tell you the day that you left. Your contract will confirm what your title is. You can't give any more than that? You really can't? And then you say this is the new way of doing it. It's more convenient for you as a HR department or some HR advisors. How, again, is that helping the individual? It doesn't. Okay, so you were employed between this date and that date and this was your title. It doesn't tell them what you did. You should find that out from the individual. It doesn't back up anything. It doesn't second what the person is saying. It's practically useless. You are wasting time. Paper, if you're actually sending it through on paper. There's CO2 for sending the email. I can tell you why you have evolved from doing this, apart from efficiency. Back in the day, when people got a job, it was a job for life. Do you hear those people who came into business? They got a job, they were looked after. It would start from getting a chicken or a turkey for Christmas to getting monetary bonuses. As the company grew, they looked after their people. Now it's about not looking after your people. It's about how much you can take from them. How much life can you suck out of them? Then when you finish sucking life out of them and they realize that this is going nowhere and they leave, you slap them on the back with this basic reference and say, that's it. That's all I need to do. 1 minute or so of a clip that just thought, these people, these toxic people with their toxic behavior are still around, and it's unnecessary. We do not need a law for everything to tell us what we need to do when we know in our hearts of hearts what is right. There's no harm, there's no shame, there's no foul in bringing your heart to a business. The same way you are looking to grow your business is the same way you should be expecting the individuals to grow. If you get to a point where, it's not working out together, then why stop and prevent someone from going on to do their ultimate best somewhere else? It doesn't benefit you. In fact, if they turn around and they tell other people, then what it's going to do is hinder you. Because they're going to say, you know what? You were an awful, awful employer. You couldn't even say and appreciate how much I had given. The ones who are bad, that you consider bad, are the ones that are going to probably talk up the most about how crap an employer you were. Policies are not just about what the law says. Policies about what the principles of your business are and capturing that. And just because you can doesn't mean that you should.